Hello, it's Dino, Digitspin Crypto, and now we got a great guest for today. We have on Yavin. I guess you'll see him right over here.
Get ready for Digitspin Crypto.
On. First of all, I want to say thanks for participating. It's finally I got a chance to get a hold of you. I know you're a busy guy, and our schedules conflicted a few times, but I finally roped you in and brought you in for the show. So it's pretty exciting to have you here. A lot of amazing stuff has happened over the last couple of weeks, and of course, not only the release of the Electroneum paper, but this thing that happened that brought you on board. What's going on with this? Tell me what happened here.
The thing that happened, you mean that brought me on board the Electroneum?
Correct.
So basically, Electroneum approached me and asked me to do an audit to review the company, since my company CoinTelligence is doing audits for crypto and blockchain companies. We've been doing research and analysis for more than 400 different companies until today. And Electroneum wanted us to check up the company, and that's what we did actually. And they allowed us to review different things. I personally visited the offices as well, and I worked on it with my research team, and we reviewed the different things, and yeah, that's basically it. If you have anything specific that you want me to discuss, feel free to ask me.
Yeah, we'll do that as we go along. So let's start off with well, congratulations to being invited to the Electroneum team. They could use all the help they could get to get the information out to the crypto community. This is one thing that Electroneum missed the boat on, or should I say, has an opportunity in front of itself, is to get folks to understand what Electroneum is about and all the gooey goodness that's inside of it. Because as we both know, there's a lot of amazing technology that's been put together to create a really awesome ecosystem. And if you contact some of the folks on YouTube, or I belong to a group with there's like 150 160 different YouTubers on there, crypto YouTubers, and I think there's maybe 3 or 4 that know anything about Electroneum to a modest degree. And that comes down to not having a proper white paper out there, or updated one, so that they can go back to it and understand what exactly is going on with Electroneum, because that's kind of the go-to thing, right? They use those white papers. So that's going to be really important. And so I was excited to see them reaching out to you. And, because obviously you have a lot of interest. You've a lot of connectivity in the crypto environment. So, and this is an area that they really need to work on. I was curious, have you noticed that situation where people just don't understand what Electroneum is and what it does?
It's a great question, actually. So, before I answer that question, I'll just tell you that just to actually finish my answer to your first question, when I finished the report, I actually realized that I would love to take part in Electroneum, and it's very important to say that I reached out to Richard, the CEO of Electroneum, and I told him that I am suggesting myself as an advisor and ambassador. And the reason is that I already knew that before the report, but the report helped me make sure about a few things that I wanted to make sure that they are real and true. For example, one of the things that um, 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 some of the Electroneum community is very focused on is the different statistics that are being published and announced. And I just had a conversation about it in one of the Electroneum groups, and that's something that I actually verified. And I was surprised to find that the statistics that I verified were real, because and that leads me to the second answer to your second question, because basically the entire crypto industry is full of scammers, of mini scammers, of people that are misleading other people to make them think about different projects in a wrong way because they benefit from it. And the reason that I am so well aware of all of this is because we've researched and analyzed more than 400 different blockchain and crypto companies, and most of them were found as scams. So obviously, I was very suspicious, specifically with regards to that. And after I did verify what I wanted to verify, and Electroneum allowed me free access to everything I asked them, I decided to pitch myself to Richard as an advisor, because I really want to take part in Electroneum and to help and progress the project. Now, going back to your second question, is that um, with regards to the industry in general, let me tell you CoinTelligence story very shortly and briefly, and that will help us to understand how I look at the industry in general, not just about Electroneum, and then I'll answer about Electroneum. I think this is important to understand. So
Okay.
I founded CoinTelligence almost 3 years ago. I didn't know anything about blockchain and cryptocurrency before I decided to start CoinTelligence. I started studying blockchain and crypto, and after a few weeks, I managed to understand the basics of it while I was busy building up CoinTelligence before we launched the website. And when we launched CoinTelligence, I realized that the industry is so full of scammers, and not only the scammers and the other types of scammers, as I mentioned before, it's also the scam enablers. The scam enablers are the different websites that were doing rating for ICO projects. It's the events that allowed scammers to roam free and pitch their scammy agenda on the stages. And it also includes the different publishers and different data sources, websites. And the list goes on and on. You mentioned YouTubers. Oh, the list of YouTubers promoting scams is very long. Very long. Now, having said that, we decided that CoinTelligence should be a source of data and information, and we tried to make most of it completely accessible for free. My agenda was that we will allow everything on CoinTelligence for free, and that was the case, by the way, for more than a year. We didn't ask anyone to pay for listing. For example, we had different lists of crypto projects. We never asked anyone to pay for them, and so on and so on. But CoinTelligence became in January 2019, CoinTelligence Academy was established, and CoinTelligence focus shifted to education. And the reason that I told you everything that I told you up until now is to explain that I went through a process of analyzing the industry itself, not only specific projects. And what I realized by 2019 is that there is not even one source of education that is completely impartial and completely legit. Not even one in our industry. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there aren't educators that are doing it. For example, and to make sure that it's completely clear, one of the biggest legends of crypto, of legit educators in crypto, is Mr. Andreas M. Anthropolopoulos. Everybody in the industry knows him. I learned from him. I have huge respect to that guy. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there aren't educators. I'm saying that every company that we analyzed used the word academy or education to promote their personal, not personal, their business agenda. And that's not education, because if you are an exchange teaching people how to use your exchange, you're not an educator. You're just trying to get people to get more new users, which is completely fine, by the way. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I'm saying don't pretend to be something that you're not.
Right.
And that's a huge problem in the industry. Now, having said all of that, I will narrow it down to the following, which is, I think that in general we have a problem with education in the industry. So that answers your question. It's not only Electroneum. It's many of the projects that are not able to explain themselves. It's many of the projects that are misleading the public by making things complex when they shouldn't be complex. And again, the list goes on and on. So to answer your question, I think we have a problem in our industry, and a problem that I am trying to fix by launching more classes on CoinTelligence Academy. So that's the first part of my answer to you. The second part, specifically with regards to Electroneum, yes, I do think that education can be improved. Yes, I do think that there's much, much, much more to be done. But let's remember one thing. You know, we've called out so many ICOs because they were either scams or mini scams and other definitions of scams and misleading projects. And we have to remember one thing, and that's what I don't understand why people are attacking Electroneum for. I mean, the company is working very hard to build something. It already built something, and it continues to make huge efforts to continue and build it. You can't say that about many crypto projects out there. You just can't. So the bottom line is, people can continue, like you just said, that maybe they didn't do this good enough, maybe they didn't do that good enough. I'm not even going into that discussion. I'm just saying they reached this point, and there's much more to be done. But you can say that about every startup in the universe. So I'm saying I'm being, on one hand, I'm known to be very negative and very pessimistic and very critical. I criticize almost everything in the industry. And I also criticize things that I see at Electroneum, because that's what I came to do. I came to criticize things and to make them better. But it doesn't say anything about the company. I mean, sorry, it does say about the company. It says a lot about the company. It says that the company cares. It says that the company actually wants to do more things that they haven't done until now. I look at it in a good way. So sorry for my long answer to your question.
No, that's fine. It's good.
Wait. What?